Maya walks into the office. Black shirt, black pants, black shoes. Her co-worker Sarah notices, "You know, I don't think I've ever seen you wear color. Do you even own anything that's not black?" Maya shrugs. Black just works. But doesn't it get boring? Not to me. Sarah is wearing bright yellow. She can't imagine choosing black every single day. To her, it seems depressing, limiting, like Maya is hiding something. But here's the thing, Maya isn't depressed or trying to be mysterious. Her brain is solving real problems through her wardrobe, and science can actually explain why. Stay with me, because the psychology behind people who wear black every day is backed by research that'll blow your mind. The first reason is decision fatigue, and this is one of the most studied phenomena in psychology. Psychologist Roy Baumeister discovered that your brain has limited mental energy for making decisions every day. Every choice you make, what to eat, what to wear, what to say, drains that energy. Studies show that by the end of the day, people make measurably worse decisions because their brain is exhausted from all the small choices. Maya figured this out. If she wears black every day, that's one major decision eliminated. No standing in front of the closet wondering what matches. No thinking about color combinations. No wasting mental energy on outfit choices. Her brain saves that energy for decisions that actually matter. This is why Steve Jobs wore the same black turtleneck daily, why Mark Zuckerberg wears the same gray shirt, why Barack Obama only wore blue or gray suits. They all publicly stated they were reducing decision fatigue. Research from Princeton found that even small daily decisions add up to massive mental drain. Eliminating clothing decisions is a legitimate cognitive strategy backed by science. For Maya, black isn't fashion, it's brain efficiency. The second reason is anxiety and the need for control. And the research here is fascinating. Studies published in the Journal of Anxiety Disorders found that people with anxiety disorders develop rigid routines in areas they can control to compensate for feeling out of control in bigger areas. If you can't control whether you'll have a panic attack, whether your relationship will last, whether you'll keep your job, you can control what you wear every single day. Zero variables. Research shows that predictability reduces activation in the brain's threat detection systems. Knowing exactly what you'll wear eliminates one source of uncertainty that could trigger anxiety. Maya's brain might be using black as an anchor when everything else feels chaotic. Her closet is certain. That predictability genuinely calms her nervous system. Neuroscience backs this up. Predictable routines lower cortisol levels in anxious individuals. The third reason hits hard: body image and shame. Multiple studies show that women dissatisfied with their bodies choose dark, loose clothing to hide their shape. Research in Body Image Journal found that women with higher body dissatisfaction scores wore significantly more black than women with positive body image. Here's what happens. Society bombards women with messages that their bodies should look a certain way. Thin, toned, small. When your body doesn't match that impossible standard, your brain goes into hiding mode. Black is perceived as slimming. Studies on visual perception confirm that dark colors make objects appear smaller and less defined. Maya looks in the mirror and her brain screams that her body is wrong, too heavy, too visible. Black becomes the solution. If she can't have the right body, at least she can hide it. Research shows this pattern explodes in adolescence. Teenage girls experience sharp increases in body dissatisfaction when their bodies develop, and clothing choices shift immediately toward concealment. Studies in Psychology of Women Quarterly found that women use clothing strategically to manage body shame and reduce anxiety about being looked at. The brutal part: black becomes both shield and prison. It temporarily soothes the anxiety of being seen, but reinforces the belief that her body needs hiding. Research shows this creates a vicious cycle. Wearing black to hide increases body shame, which increases black clothing, which prevents ever testing if her body is actually as unacceptable as her brain claims. The fourth reason is power and professional survival, and the studies here are eye-opening. Research consistently shows people perceive those wearing black as more competent, authoritative, and powerful. Studies in the Journal of Fashion Marketing and Management found that job applicants wearing black were rated as more professional and hireable than those in lighter colors. This effect intensifies for women in male-dominated fields. Studies show women face a femininity penalty. Behaviors and appearances coded as feminine result in being taken less seriously. Research from Northwestern University found that women who adopted darker professional dress received higher competence ratings and better performance reviews. Maya might have learned through brutal experience that wearing bright colors made colleagues dismiss her ideas, interrupt her more, question her expertise. Black became strategy, not preference, survival. Studies show this is rational adaptation to sexist environments. The problem isn't Maya's choice, it's workplaces that penalize femininity and force women to dress masculine to be respected. The fifth reason is sensory processing, and the neuroscience here is solid. About 15 to 20% of people have sensory processing sensitivity, nervous systems that process stimuli more deeply and overwhelm more easily. Psychologist Elaine Aron's research showed highly sensitive people have measurably different brain responses to visual, auditory, and tactile input. Brain imaging studies show people with sensory sensitivity display greater activation in awareness and emotion regions when exposed to complex visual stimuli. For these brains, bright colors and busy patterns are genuinely exhausting. Their brains work harder processing that information. Black is visual silence, simple, calm, requires less sensory processing. If Maya has high sensory sensitivity, ADHD, or autism, all associated with sensory processing differences, her brain might find colors genuinely overwhelming. Research in personality and individual differences found that sensory sensitivity preferences for low stimulation environments extended directly to clothing choices. Her closet full of black doesn't require processing competing visual information. Everything matches. Everything's quiet. Her nervous system relaxes. This isn't psychology, it's neurology. Her brain needs less input, and black provides that. The sixth reason is depression, and the research. Connecting mood disorders to color avoidance is clear and heartbreaking. Studies show people experiencing depression shift toward darker, muted clothing as symptoms worsen. Research in the Journal of Affective Disorders found measurable correlation between depression severity and preference for dark, colorless clothing. Depression creates anhedonia, inability to experience pleasure. Colors that once felt joyful just feel flat, empty. Brain imaging shows depression reduces activity in regions responsible for processing reward and pleasure. This extends to visual pleasure from color. Choosing colors, coordinating bright pieces, presenting energy through clothing. When you're depressed, this feels impossible. Black asks nothing emotionally, requires no energy you don't have. Maya might wear black because her brain is running on fumes. Color feels like performing vitality she can't sustain. Black lets her exist without pretending. Research shows this creates another cycle. Wearing only dark colors can worsen mood. Studies on color psychology show exposure to bright colors improves affect in depressed individuals. But accessing bright colors when depressed feels impossible, so you stay in black, which reinforces flat mood, which keeps you in black. Here's what science tells us. People wearing black daily usually have real psychological or neurological reasons. Decision fatigue and mental energy management, anxiety needing control and predictability, body shame and concealment, professional strategy against sexism, sensory processing differences, depression and emotional depletion. These aren't fashion statements. They're coping strategies, adaptations, responses to real brain differences or psychological pain. Drop a comment if you wear black daily. Does any of this research match your actual experience?